have a
Hold on.
pressure container.
If I can't cite a source right off the
Tell
bat,
them about controlled opposition in Google.
Well, you don't even
have
need to.
Google right there. You can look this up. What I'm about to say, you can look all this up. But I don't want to get stopped every 2 minutes by you saying, who said that? Who did that? Where?
Well, you have to provide the source if you're going to make a claim. I always bring receipts. That's why I'm undefeatable.
But
like,
no,
I will bring.
Can I say one thing?
Like,
just let me say this, guys.
Like they can't, like you said, they can't prove anything, and you have no cite for that.
But Dan, this is especially for you, Dan. If you would wake up tomorrow, and you would turn on your TV, and the first thing you see is NASA apologizing to the world. Okay, we got caught. Well, we've been duping you.
NASA was invented in the 50s, right? You guys realize that, right?
Yeah.
It's
just
not
saying.
a new.
Do you know the plan? Yeah, but you don't understand. You think the globalization. It's not.
What I'm trying to say is, if it wouldn't be for NASA, how would you know the things that you know about the round ball and where we live, and how would you even know that? If tomorrow you had to wake up and do your own independent studies,
right?
How would you do them? How would you do your own independent study to find out where you're on?
The shape of the Earth has been documented back to 2,000 years ago.
How would you do it?
That's not true.
How would you do it tomorrow?
It's measured flat.
Meanwhile, still no proof in 2,000 years.
It's measured flat, Dan. They use the ocean and the fact that water always levels and the water is one continuous body of water. They measured the level of the ocean every hour for 19 years, and then they averaged all those measurements to create a flat constant that they measure the depths of the ocean and the elevation of the land from. Level doesn't curve.
There's terabytes of surveyor data.
No.
You're bringing all this. It's not evidence if you haven't done it or just make a claim on it.
Can I say one thing, guys? One thing.
There's data. There's data, guys. Listen.
Look at World's Fairs. The ball was pushed in World's Fair. Our history is alive, not just about the shape of the Earth.
When a surveyor does triangulation on the Earth,
lame
what should the angles of that triangle equal up to on a flat plane? What do the angles of a triangle, when measured on a flat plane, what should those angles on the inside of the triangle equal up to? Who can tell me in this chat?
It's 345s.
It's 180 degrees. That's the correct answer.
But that's the same. You cannot triangulate anything on a curved surface. You understand that?
No. Listen.
No. Go back to basic geometry. Angles are created from two straight rays. You cannot circumnavigate, or you cannot celestial navigate. The optical devices use the horizon. If the ocean curved down below that line, it wouldn't be a straight ray.
So you might not know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
No, but you already said the wrong number. So, and nobody else could answer it. So if I'm on a flat plane and I measure out a triangle on the Earth, so I take a point 1, 2, 3, and I do it over.
Math doesn't bend water, bud.
No, just listen, guys. If you want to hear my point, you need to listen. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just saying, like, just listen to this point, because there's terabytes of information of surveyor data that shows it's.
We want to see observable reality with your math.
Observable reality.
It's not rocket science.
Okay, let me ask you. Okay, so what's her name? Rhonda. If I'm on a flat surface and I measure a triangle out on the globe,
Okay, I got a better question for you.
No.
What's holding you to that flat surface?
I live at the beach. I live at the beach. I was
talking first.
Let him finish.
Rondak, if I measure out a triangle on a flat plane, what should those angles of the triangle equal up to every time?
You already said this.
I know. Let her answer.
I look at my beach and I see a flat line. So.
No, just tell me, what do the angles of a triangle equal up to?
Well, I can tell you about.
Have you done any surveying?
I like to measure the sun with the triangle math.
Because surveyors don't measure curvature.
Okay,
Let's talk about the sailors that use the triangle.
No, let's stop deflecting. Just hold on, Rhonda. Stick to the point. Surveyors do not measure curvature.
Yes, they do.
No, they fucking don't. I've exposed Barron and Mike Snow's being frauds.
Hey, Fred,
every fake surveyor that comes here. You didn't do it. They don't measure it. Barron and Mike Snow don't know how to set up the devices.
That's why you guys are so.
Fred, let me wipe the floor.
Because you're repeating the same shit you didn't verify.
Fred, my turn.
I can tell you where to go verify it.
No, you're not listening. You're not listening. Barron and Mike Snow are fake surveyors. They don't know how to verify the device's level. Surveying assumes flat for 100 square miles.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you.
No. I've got something to say, gentlemen. I want to stop. I want to stop the discussion for a moment.
Rhonda, you haven't answered my
question. You addressed me about the curve, right? And measuring it. I will explain it to you.
No, I don't want. I want you to answer a question.
No. So, you're asking about curvature. You're asking about
a triangle on a flat plane.
Okay, then let me answer your question. And you mute for a second. You asked me about measuring the curvature of Earth, right?
The angles.
Okay, guess what? Guess what?
And you don't know. You don't know that answer.
Excuse me. Let me finish my sentence. I mentioned this.
You're not.
Excuse me. You don't know me. Please let me finish my sentence. You asked about you tagged me to ask about the curvature of the Earth and measuring it. The scientific method is to observe your curvature math matching observable reality. Well, I can tell you my experience. I can tell you my experience. I live at the beach, and y'all's little curvature that y'all sit there in these lives with that bridge. You think it's your curve. And you raise up in an airplane, that curvature is gone. You don't measure math. I've been begging for you guys to give us, when you're looking at, we have, when you're looking out of an airplane, how much curvature is from an airplane?
I don't know what that means, but here's the thing, we can see.
Oh, thank you.
We
want you to match
from space.
The burden of proof. I think here's my math.
Okay, stop, Rhonda. This is supposed to be me against him.
Yeah, Rhonda.
We're supposed to be having a casual conversation.
Rhonda.
One more thing.
Rhonda, stop.
My math is 0.0 curvature. The burden of proof is on you to find the curvature.
My God, I just asked you what the angles of a triangle should add up to, and you couldn't answer it.
We're supposed to be talking to me, first of all.
I know, Frederick.
It's not a room for debate. That's not what we were doing. I gave you a chance.
You promised me that I'd be able to talk, and you guys won't let me talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to let you talk, but Rhonda keeps jumping in.
You can't keep talking if I'm talking. Rhonda, I asked you what the angles of a triangle should equal, and you can't answer that. That is grade 8.
That's geometry. It's irrelevant on the shape of the Earth.
You don't know what the scientific method is, buddy. So spare me your bullshit.
Dude, if you don't know, if your knee-jerk reaction to what are the angles add up in a triangle.
Dude, this doesn't prove the shape of the Earth. Stick to the topic.
I'm on it. Okay, so the next point is.
Can I talk when he's talking to me or not?
No, stop.
Rhonda, Frederick.
Well, tell him to quit talking to Rhonda.
For a second so I can talk. Can you mute Rhonda?
Don't ask Rhonda questions and when you're talking to Frederick.
Rhonda doesn't know what she's talking about. Frederick,
excuse me. I know 8 inches per square mile doesn't match up to the.
That's how you measure a parabola. Good job. Okay, Frederick. Can I talk?
The parabola is good for 1,000 distance observational distance.
Silly, Fred. What the fuck are you doing, Dan? You bloody pest. You're still here.
So Can I talk? Because I'm gonna make the point about the triangle.
Oh, by the way,
Can-
what's your education?
Frederick, do you care about the truth or
Get
not?
to the
Anything
point.
yet?
The point is there's no curve. Water doesn't curve. It's
I'm gonna
measured
tell you
flat.
how you can go find curve right now. Very simple.
Have you shown anything,
8
Dan?
inch. We need to find 8 inches per mile curve.
That's
Right?
a parabola.
The water is
Survey
measured
says
flat.
Bingo.
They're
I
saying it
want
doesn't happen.
curvature from an airplane over that bridge in
You want
Louisiana.
curvature
There.
from-
We got a fake surveyor in here.
No idea what you're talking about.
Bring
Bob.
Baron up. I'll
Yeah,
flat
anyway,
smack him
I'll
right in
flat
my own
smack-
live, and I'll get the recording.
Got it going live right now on my
So,
YouTube. So
when
you can watch later.
surveyors
Hey,
do
DJ,
triangulation
get
on a
him.
globe,
Get
Surveying
him.
assumes a
Hey.
flat plane for
is
100 square
bigger than
miles.
180
Dan,
degrees
shut
or
up.
less than 180 degrees.
Oh, kiddo, we're over Muppet time. You're the Muppet.
So you guys don't like the truth, eh? You just like talking.
I'm
over-
giving you the truth. You think Baron's a surveyor.
Hey Dan, did we go to the moon in this suit? Do you see in my picture?
What are you talking about?
We like the
You go to the moon in
scientific
a
method,
suit?
buddy. You can't pony up your math matching
I think
observable
after the
reality.
final experiment, you
confuse
guys
us.
are coping hard with a
Oh
20
my God. There you go with the final experiment again.
They were there,
It
man.
was so debunked. They faked that shit.
With
We're there, he
Whitford
says.
and
Hey,
Jared.
what's your best
I don't give
evidence
a.
of the
Jaron
science?
was in behind the curve. He's toast. Whitset's
and they
toast.
called-
Whitford was
Nobody
on
cares
Joe
what
Rogan,
she'll
one of the
said.
most popular flat earthers.
Maggots, Fitty.
They're not the most popular flat earthers I am.
Jared?
I have a bigger following than that chick that went, on the trip. I mean, what a joke.
Oh, no, I got
You don't have
1,000 followers.
Jared.
Eight there,
Jared's
two
pretty
there.
good.
Is 30,000
Jared said he was
followers
wrong.
okay? Or
But now he's a shill. How far are you guys gonna go?
Yeah,
to your
but
belief?
I
they're
don't do-
targeted.
The observation didn't change all the proof we already have. That's
It
case
certainly
one.
does.
Case two. No, it doesn't.
24-hour sun
Oh, just
circled over their
this
head.
kid. Dan,
Explain
have
that
you
on a
proven
flat
anything
Earth.
yet?
Explain that on a
Dan,
flat Earth.
shut up, you little maggot. Have you proven
Everybody else
anything
is
yet?
talking, dude. You shut up.
Shut up, child.
Shut up.
I went away for a couple of hours. You're still here trolling. Have you shown anything?
It's my first time here, dude. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
bullshit. I was talking to you yesterday, Dan. Don't tell
No, you
fucking
weren't. I
lies.
never went on a live before.
Dan,
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking
Dan, don't lie.
Look, cope hard, dude. Flat. The final
Hey,
experiment
dickhead, you just
destroys
said
the
you
flat
weren't
Earth.
here yesterday. I'll
It
talk to you
destroys
yesterday,
the
Dan.
flat Earth, buddy.
And the day before, Dan. What are you doing, Dan?
Never talked to you before, dude. What are you going on about?
Yesterday and the day before, Dan.
Today is literally the first day I went up on
Fabulous Live?
It's the first day I've come up on lives. First day. I think you're drinking.
Hiya, Dan. You were here yesterday and the fucking
We're
day
flat.
before
We
because
don't
I spoke to you.
hey Dan, which one of those is real?
What are you
On my
talking
pictures.
about? Bring up the blue marble from Apollo 17, which was shot on.
An address in a minute
That's-
to make
that's
Dan.
the real-
Guys,
that's the real one?
Wait a minute. Did everyone not see what happened here? Not only does Dan the Grump not only know what he live on, he also mistakes Lady Jessica for being a dude. He called her a dude 3 times.
Yeah, that was rude.
Because he's all
So,
fucking
what does this say right here? It operates under assumption that the Earth's surface is flat within the area being surveyed.
Keep reading. Open up the whole
How
article
much?
and read it to
Square
us.
kilometers?
Read
100
it
square
to us.
miles.
Right. Open up the whole article and read it.
That's what it assumes. They all do it.
Come on,
We've
Dan.
proven this many times.
Danny.
Dan, what else you got? Curve, gravity, or spin?
I told you, they don't survey. Plane surveying is the foundation of most practical surveying work. It operates under the assumption that the Earth's surface is flat within the area being surveyed. This implication is valid for smaller areas and offers several advantages. The
There you
scope,
go.
260 square kilometers or
Right.
100 square miles. So they
Correct.
assume it's flat for 100 square miles, But when you do Earth curvature calculator, let's see how much 100 square miles should have. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Your world is just about to be flattened. Let's see. Oh, it needs 6,668 feet of curvature.
Damn.
But surveying just proved that the Earth is flat.
Flat.
Thanks for playing,
There you
Dan.
go, Dan.
Now figure
The
out. Now
man.
figure out.
The man, you're a
when the
Now
genius.
figure out how big is 100 square
What are you
miles is,
doing?
Dan.
Dan, you
need to
Muppet.
keep going, guys.
You're
You're
a
almost
Muppet,
there.
Dan.
You
What
just
are you
got
doing?
flattened,
Big
Dan.
Muppet.
You're almost there.
Cope, Dan. Cope harder.
Co-party after the final experiment. You're trying to tell me co-party.
The final experiment was cooked, bud. You need to see that get cooked. I got that too.
Are you gonna show me like shadows or something dumb? Because that's what.
Oh, you know how that works? No, I'm going to do better. I'm going to show you this.
Real quick. The final experiment proved that the globe has no proof using the scientific method.
Rhonda,
No
take it,
standing.
girl. Look at that.
This is sped up
Well,
at
climb
10
on
times
a
speed
circle and it didn't happen.
and
Like the Earth
darkened so you can
circle.
see the sun.
And
Why is it a
super
bouncing
filters on it.
stretchy ball?
What was the camera that they shot that on, guys?
I don't care.
A projector.
It was shot in a movie studio.
Yes, and we
projector.
watched
How
them
big was
set
that?
it up.
You know they had gloves
We
off and
watched
t-shirts
them
off and
set
shit.
it up.
How big was
Dan.
that movie studio? It
We're
was shot
memeing
in
the
a
shit
movie
out of you.
studio?
We've just got more memes.
It was
We're like,
shot
oh,
in a
Flat
movie
Earth's gonna be
studio.
shut down. No, we have more memes.
You
Thank you,
just
guys.
You just watched Flurfs looking at a 24-hour sun in
They
Antarctica.
weren't in the Antarctic sun. So what's this
What's
object here?
your evidence of that, guys?
Kyle,
No,
what
no,
are
look
you
at TV
doing?
and believe
What
it.
is this right here? See this other round object?
This is the evidence? Okay, great.
Lady Jessica
Let's look
got
at
a
the evidence.
violation.
Let's look at the evidence.
Germ.
Great. This is fucking awesome.
What the
Is this
hell?
the evidence that
What was that doing?
Hey, Space Gorilla said restart if you have a violation, Fred.
Fuck, sorry,
I had to
Fred.
bounce out. You guys have a great night. Hope you have an awesome life, Fred.
Thanks, brother. It was just really to talk to Old Lion, and everybody went crazy.
Yeah, well, he said he wasn't a troll. I've talked to him for 3 days, Fred.
I know.
And sorry about Dip, by the way, too. There, I don't know. Hopefully, it works out. I know sometimes he goes on these crazy tangents, and
Wait, what are
it's
you
a lot
talking
about
about? What is
religion
he
and not
talking
flat
about?
Earth. But
What is he talking about? What is
well,
Tippy Top talking about?
not about my homeboy. It's all good. No, it's all good. No worries. Have a good night, everyone.
Who's talking?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Don't
He's
start
good.
shit. There won't be
He's
no
all
shit.
good.
That's the crap right there that got this community divided to begin with.
You know, we've
No,
got
he's
a
good.
lot.
He's good, man. Really.
Yeah, I know,
You
but like
probably
this,
just misunderstood what he was saying.
this stuff has
He
to
was
stop,
totally
though, man.
supporting me before you were here.
Hey, can we talk about that fitness guy?
Look at this. Yeah, look at this. This is a screenshot from the video. What's the other round object there?
Good question. But I don't
And
know.
it
the
moves
answer.
over to this side in another video. But what the frick is that? And it moves into the video.
I think the whole thing is a waste of time.
Optic Prime, actually, he was in here. He's got some good videos on it. Enoch, brother.
Yo,
How you doing?
Fred, in 10 seconds, can you tell me what happened?
Where?
I don't know, between you and Dip.
Oh, Dip brought buttered sausage into the live.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
heard this.
complained. One of the mods deleted him, moved him out. Dip brought him back up. I complained again, and Dip saw all the things that buttered sausage has said. He doubled down since in that in Dip's live that we should all be unalived. He debooted me for complaining about butter sausage being there. I'm done.
I mean,
Unless he gives me a public apology, he can kiss my ass.
Dude, but that's got to stop, though. When does this stop? When does this stuff stop? Because we don't even know 100% if he booted you. It could have been someone else or another mod
I
that booted
blocked
you.
him. He booted me because we were talking about it. He started to rant and I left the room. He can go fuck himself. I'm not being in there with butter sausage. If he wants to bring people like that so he can get fucking credits and coins and likes, he's
Okay.
a disingenuous piece of trash.
Okay, wait a minute. So let me put this situation in everyone's head. You're friends with Lo-Fi, Fred, and Lo-Fi has a problem with Enoch. So do you have a problem with Enoch too?
I am fixing that problem with Lo-Fi. I have fixed that problem, I'm pretty sure. I've already talked to Lo-Fi about his problem with Enoch.
Because he's
it's
in
okay.
question
It's not
too.
like it's not like he slapped your sister in the face or something. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
that's a
something
different thing, right?
We can work through
That's
it.
a different thing. We're talking about butter sausage saying every flat earther should be unalive. The last person that did that was the small mustache man targeting a whole group of people. It's a crime, and I'm not supporting anybody that supports that.
Frederick, buttered sausage is like Coke Madness 2.0. He's just triggered Glober. He's irrelevant when it comes to like this topic. So I don't understand.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be in there. He should be just blocked and banned.
Yeah, but it was just for fun, though. It was just.
He's doubled down on this comment.
I understand
In Dip's
that.
live again since they booted me because somebody came and told me.
But butter sausage is banned. Okay, I personally banned him from Dip's live. He's not there no more. So what's holding you back from coming back?
Dip needs to apologize for booting me out of the box for that.
Yo, Fred. Okay, hear me out on this. Dip's gone to bat for you so many times, or you would not even believe it, bro. I've texted Dip like 10 times over you fucking screaming on his live.
I know.
So, dude, and that's just me, bro. I don't even know how many other.
I feel Enoch that he's just using us.
Well, yeah, fine. We are his.
He doesn't make content. He doesn't post when I flat smack Baron. I absolutely crushed that guy. He wouldn't be grifting on here if Dip made the clip.
But dude, you understand?
He doesn't make clips of our flat smacks.
But he puts in
He
work.
makes duets of our content.
Fred, it's not easy to go live 12 to 16, 20 hours a day, bro. So he puts in work, giving us the platform because we can all congregate there. The Glovers know we go there, and it's a hot spot. So even if you don't get a I'm so sorry, Fred, I think it's water under the bridge. It could be, but what could stand in the way is ego. That's all, bro. We got to work together, dude.
Yeah,
there is some ego, but we don't all have to like each other either.
Yeah, that's fine. No big deal. If you don't like him, you don't like him. He did a lot for you, though. But let me show you how Flat Earth, dude. This is my Facebook views in the last 30 days. Our topic that we talk about is exploding, and we are so knowledgeable on this topic. We sit in freaking lives, and like she wanted to talk about fittest flat earther. That guy's such a donut, bro. He hijacks Dip's live for 6 hours to call all of us shills. What a loser, dude. So I think now is the time to work together. People want to learn about flat earth. People are hearing about flat earth. And then when they come to the lives and they hear this fucking drama, they're just like,
See, I trust fittest flat earther. I've seen Dave Weiss and his signals.
He calls me a shill, bro. You think I'm shill?
Hey guys, wait 1 second. I know what Skippy's gonna ask. Skippy, the answer is.
I got something different this time.
Oh God, go ahead, Skippy.
So I don't know if you guys have heard, but this flat earther went to Antarctica.
Oh boy, boot this guy. Get him out of here.
We debunked that 9 months ago.
That's pretty lame, Skippy. Like seriously. I don't know if you heard.
Typical globe rhetoric, right? Like I heard a story, these guys went to Antarctica, they post a video, and I believe whatever I'm told. So how do you explain the fact that I believe whatever I'm told and looking at the sky proves what the floor is?
Well, I keep asking for proof that the South Pole exists.
Globe religion, there's 7 south poles. You can Google it. They don't have a single south pole. They have 7. There could be more. Who knows? We'll see.
Hey guys, I missed the discussion on the fit guy. My phone died. I asked a question, my phone died. My BS meter is off the charts. Nathan, what's your point? I mean, not just.
He jumps on the panel to call everyone a shill. He's never met these people. I've met all these people. All these people stand up for truth. The guy's a donut, and
okay. The only thing I see, I did my research on him. I looked at his page, and he has. Let me explain something. I was dying. Caleb, at one time when he was going through a little meltdown, was doing these lives on here. I stayed away from lives because I can wipe the floor with people in the comments. But when we're yelling at each other in these lives, you can't get to the point. So I used to use Dave's app. And somebody said, what's explain.
What are you doing, Rhonda? What are you doing, Rhonda?
Okay, I know I'm getting off on the tangent, but what I'm saying.
We love you, darling. We love you.
Might be. He's a Q grifter. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God!
This whole page is like
get a calendar. Get a calendar.
I took down I spent 3 years taking down this guy, Phil Galotsky, the greatest fraud on earth.
Rhonda, you are crazy as hell.
I thought you were going to say Jim Beam.
You know what's crazy? Is that a flat earther guy is pushing the same stuff that this guy Phil Galotsky pushed. This guy made $100 million off of scamming people on that stuff, getting 30% of their 401ks. So yeah, I have a problem with controlled opposition. I have a problem with a guy that doesn't speak up for the real enemy that we're witnessing right now, guys. I mean, it's scary. No one's speaking up for, the hurricane victims. These people that think there was a plan.
Why are we even talking about hurricanes?
Rhonda,
you're totally off kilter. We're just chatting here amongst friends. We're not even really debating globies.
The world's sad, I'm sorry.
Rhonda, it's all right.
I'll change the subject. Yeah, I'll mute. No worries.
All things work towards good for those that love the Creator and are called according to His purpose.
Yeah. When you see what's going on in the mountains, it's hard to be silent. I'm sorry.
It's actually going on. Things are going on everywhere. Every inch of this place. We see it.
And there's nothing new under the sun. It's been going on since before you were born.
But to have somebody like fitness, like promoting Trump when Trump is ignoring what's going on.
Rhonda.
Okay.
Fitness doesn't promote Trump.
Oh, yes, he does.
You just got to calm down, darling. We don't drink.
Angels.
Angels.
Hello, Angel.
Hey, Angel. Crazy, just chit chat. Mostly, we're trying to. I think Rhonda's a little under the sauce.
No, Rhonda's looking at 2 wine bottles like they're binoculars right now.
I love you, Rhonda.
Yeah, definitely. Love you, Rhonda.
Rhonda, we're just trying to have a casual conversation, not talk about all the world's problems all at once.
That's usually what happens when you drink a bottle.
I saw you cook that guy with the Google Earth and the Antarctica.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. I did Globy McGlobeface the same way.
Maybe one.
Yeah, well, how can we have sun and them having 24-hour sun down there? And then they forget there is an Australian research base down there. The guy does videos all the time. Not all the time, but he's done a few. And one of the ones, he explains right away that they have no sun for 15 days. We can explain that on the flat Earth model. They can't explain it on the globe model. If you use, I'll show you even. I use, let's go back to the video, first of all, where he says it.
You need to stop pressing so hard on your screens, Fred.
Oh, that's the first time I took it out of the case, I dropped it on its face. I don't believe it. Like I had it for months, not a scratch. First time I pulled it out of the case, because the camera's on the back of the tablet, right? I was trying to film something. Where is this guy? Right here.
Welcome to Mawson Station, Antarctica. Now, a lot of my friends have said, you've told us the sun goes away for 15 days, but in your photos we see light. Why isn't it?
Now he's talking about the twilight, but he said the sun goes away for 15 days. Now, on this model,
Dude,
as soon as it
sorry,
loads.
Fred. I gotta interrupt you. Look in the
Yeah.
comments. This dude says Incredible Hulk. You need to make that account.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Here in the 12th, you can see the Antarctic, right? When you take the calendar to the 6th, 6th month in our summer, you get that. No sun in Antarctica. Right? Go back to 12. You get the Antarctica lit up. The Gleason map on the corner here says in the December solstice, there's no sun past the 80th degree. So for 15 days, well, it's just approaching. And I guess how long does it sit? Is it 3 days before it starts returning? So so 7 days this way and 7 days that way. And the 3 days it's sitting there, they don't get sun. As it's doing its orbit and it starts moving in, for 7 days in and out, they get no sun. You can't model that on the globe. There's no way. I knew you'd find that interesting. You're good with the geometry of it. That's right there. It shows you, right? As soon as you go back to 6, it's dark in the south. Let's get this a little better angle. Right? The whole thing's dark all around the edge. But as soon as I go back to December, she lights up.
Was there any? I kind of wonder if there was any flat Earth songs during, like the hippie days, '69 and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Definitely put them in the playlist if y'all find any old records or anything. I got a radio thing, by the way.
Old flat Earth songs. I don't know. It's mostly modern ones. They're starting to redo. The
Yeah.
Humpty Dance, that was one of the good ones. But that was 90s. And this guy, I also show him, like, those guys had no gloves on. In that video I showed right here, this is what you would call a casual day, right? You can see all the wind and stuff around him, coat done up, hat on. He's got gloves in the photo.
You've told us the sun goes away for 15 days. Now, a lot of my friends have said, you've told us the sun goes away for 15 days.
Where is it? gloves, hat, wind behind him, and then there's one called walking the line. I use that. Do you know about walking the line, Angel? Well, they do this between the buildings. It's called walking the line because the weather's so extreme, they can't see the other building they're heading to. So they have lines staked to the ground. This is Antarctica shit. It's called walking, literally called walking the line. Because you don't see anything. You hold the line so you get to your destination.
Well, I'm curious on what your theory is. Like, I know you don't believe that lands beyond, but hypothetically, the rendering theory, like Minecraft, you get to the edge and it just starts to rendering and it has trouble. You're at this glitchy area where it hasn't rendered yet, and you've loaded so much on a small computer.
No, I think it's a closed sealed dome where we live in a high pressurized environment.
Right
It's that
on.
high pressure. Like most people don't realize when they see the number 14.7 pounds, it's per every inch of your body.
Yep.
On your body, it's an average of 3 cars. That air pressure is what crushes rail cars when they have a slight vacuum, or tanker containers when they're unloading the fuel. If the vent valve malfunctions, it'll cause a collapse. They cause a small vacuum, and I have a test on that. It was a 10.5-pound difference in the outside atmosphere. 10.5 pounds, the trailer collapsed because of the outside pressure. We can't have these extreme pressures without being in a container. There's no way. Gas particles are not affected by gravity. Gas particles move in all directions, and the fact that they bump into each other and bump into surfaces, that's what causes the pressure. If there's space, you can't have pressure.
Hey, Angels, did you come to the conclusion yet that the atmosphere is not one medium but many layers? You still on that? It has to be many layers, man.
Yeah, well, it's not just layered, right? There's yeah, it's temperature changes the pressure. That's the only reason the pressure goes up and down. And I'm starting to come to the conclusion, you know, they tell us the pressure goes up to 0 at the top. I don't think so, because that wouldn't happen in any form of a container. I think the basis of this whole environment is 14.7 pounds per square inch, with any changes are literally caused by temperature in that area.
Okay, but let me ask you this question: what happens to like lighter gases like helium?
Well, lighter gas rises up, so it would displace other
Yeah, but it
gases.
mixes. It mixes though.
Yeah.
Helium would mix with all the other gases.
Okay, all right. I
And
mean,
and
I was wondering about that
science
myself.
has now discovered that it combines with salt in the air. It doesn't, they say it didn't bond to anything, but now they're determining that it doesn't bond properly like usual. It piggybacks, and salt's a heavy element, so it would come back down, I would think. I don't think these gaseous layers can remain there. There has to be some method of recycling them, because our atmosphere, our bubble would fill up with helium eventually.
By the way, there's something in the north that's doing that.
Yeah, that's possible.
Where like the ancient North Pole map mentions like a vortex in the stream, like a hole or a whirlpool that
Yeah,
causes
there is.
it would breathe in and out twice a day. So
That they say the whole breeze in and out.
it's yeah. The Earth breathes, like it breathes in
Oh,
and out
yeah, that's what I
because of
figured.
I say it 100%, but I think that there's something, yeah, like that that's
I can
causing
show
it.
you, like, I have a video of a climate model where this guy tried to see if Rufus Negris was there. And according, if it's real, he proved it's there because the wind's going around it. And he also proved the hole in the vortex. You could see it, the wind currents. Have you seen that yet?
A video of someone, like, it looks like they're in a plane flying over the North Pole and there's like a vortex.
Oh no, this one is based on the climate model data. Let me find it.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta get up in about 5 hours for work. I'll see y'all later.
See you later, bud. So there, let's zoom it in. There's what appears to be Rufus Negris, and the wind is coming around it. And this one here is the vortex. And that appears like he through this video, he shows you different ways of seeing it, but it appears that it's there.
Or you just look up a wind map, go on Google, look up a wind map, go to the north, and
Yeah,
yeah, I've done it before.
yeah, it's and you see,
Yeah,
have you
that's a
researched Greenland yet? Well, here's the quickie on Greenland. I researched it. They said it's the last glacier. There's 46,000 basically Inuit or Eskimo type people there. When you look at the globe Earth, all around the north, it's all green. The only thing that's white is Greenland. So I go research it a little further. I start looking up images of airports. I can only find one or two different airports and they look almost abandoned, right? So then I search the airport codes. I find 20 airports and 47 heliports. Then I go to hotels. You can literally go book hotels there. They're all fancy 4 and 5 star hotels. And you see in the images of the hotels, there's no fucking glacier. Then I do schools. And there's, a couple Aboriginal kids that dress like Mongolian clothes, very colorful. And then there's all these kids that are all dressed the same, white kids. Then I'm sitting off TikTok and I'm watching a movie, and there literally comes on TV a commercial for an Antarctic cruise. I'm like, no fucking way. I jump on my tablet. I start looking that up. Vista Cruise offered a cruise. It was $105,000. It was 85 days. And I'll give you 3 guesses where it originated. Yeah, Greenland.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
yep.
who the they literally have hidden land right in front of us, right there on the map.
Everybody comes from Greenland.
Yeah, we've never talked to anybody that said, "Hey, I'm from Greenland." When you look at all the pictures of the hotels, there's no glacier, there's Greenland. Do some research into other things, the hotels, the schools, there's lots of schools. None of the schools show a glacier there either. Green land, green grass. They're literally hiding a continent right beside us on the map. And I have an old atlas. I went into there looking for Greenland. Greenland on the map is not covered with snow, but there isn't a single thing about it. Nothing. There's no data, no information, nothing. But again, on the map in the atlas, it's not covered with snow. And it's directly under the path. Like Canada and Iceland both get green in the summer. Greenland is directly on that path. There's no reason there should be anything warm there. Yeah, it's literally in the name, Greenland. I've wondered since I was a child why they called it Greenland and Iceland green. You know, it's weird. But I think they've literally hidden land. You want to see land they've hidden in the north? I can show you land on the. There's the good shot of the vortex.
Some food. I'll see you guys later.
Good talking to you. Thanks for coming up, brother.
Thanks, angels. His mum cooks dinner at 6 o'clock, Fred.
When I run a live, I won't be really debating Globers, I think, so it'll just be sharing information. Not going to deal with trolls. I wonder why I hear somebody comes here says Dip's calling me out, and then Enoch comes over and says I should patch things up. Which is it?
Right. Give me one
Water
second.
under the bridge is still flat.
Yo, I didn't want to say anything earlier, but I do Max be recording. And I was in Dip's live, and I'm not trying to spread no rumors or nothing, but he definitely recorded Fred and Lofi in Lofi's live, and they was sitting there chit chatting about it. I didn't want something with Max was here because I wasn't sure if he was recording or not. But people are weird, and it's weird that he would come over all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Reported anyone or reported anyone me live.
No, not you,
That's
Mister.
all they got to do.
Talking about Max.
So he heard me tell him to go fuck himself. That's great. I'm impressed. No balls to come confront me directly, does he? You got your little minions recording me now, Dip? Bring your salty little ass over here. As I've told Dip, he don't matter, nobody matters. It's all about the truth and the kids. I'll steamroll them all. No G in gas laws. Still pretty funny. Not a single G there.
So do you think like water's above the firmament or the dome, the pressure? You know how sometimes
That's
water. Like, do you think like we could get something like a submarine that could get travel through it? Maybe.
that would be all speculation. The only description we have is it is a water above. The lights of the stars appear to be shimmering through water. When you look down in a pool with a light, it kind of has the same kind of shimmering effect. But other than that, it's all speculation. We can't touch it. We can't get there. If the GOV couldn't break through it, I don't think we can.
Oh yeah, I figured that. I was just wondering hypothetically like what that would be like, or if like how we get the dome open. It seems like almost biblical that something throws it down, but you know, but I'm just thinking like all that water up there. Like I feel like that's just the weight of that. I don't know. It's got to probably be different, but it's speculation. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I like to stick to the truth. Just what I can prove. Soon as you speculate anything, the globies jump all over you.
Yep.
I heard or somewhere where they talked about they were drilling into the firmament and it kept closing back up on them or something like that. Like it was
Yeah.
like a molten ice or something like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing we've
That was
heard.
my, that's the small take I've got out of it.
Yeah, that it might have some way of healing itself.
Fred. Yeah.
Yeah, Starship 23, yep. And then the Bibles. I feel like it's one of them removed books said something about God throws them down if they try to get through. Maybe it was the Tower of Babel, early translation. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, some theorize that that's the scar, but it's possible that water also bubbled up from underneath, which would cause what we think are craters, and there is proof of ocean below, another layer of ocean.
Oh, I'm down with that too. I believe that.
And my guess is Sheol below.
I think there's that there too. That's in the earth. If it's literally in the name that it's oil, is it oil that they're extracting? Is that the she oil that they're extracting? And if the fish stars are fixed in the firmament and it's the actual firmament that moved, then it would need a lubrication system. You would think.
So this is the lube of the earth. I get what you're saying. The gears, whatever runs this clock.
Stars are not endless. You can only see what's inside the vanishing point of your vision. They're local in the firmament.
And through, you see black in between. Edgar Allan Poe even said something, or whatever his real name was.
So what are you saying? Like the whole everything's turning? The
Yo,
land and everything like?
what up?
Hey, Rip.
Planetarium.
Going on? Yo, this is just speculation, but if we have a superfluid up there, like superfluid helium, that could be possibly like the waters above. But also, if the firmament is moving, superfluid helium also is like frictionless, I believe. So there's
Mm.
like cool things about it with, the way it works.
I think it's pretty solid, though. Like the older descriptions, even the biblical descriptions, it's a solid, like crystal.
Yeah, I mean, it
Like
could be like
solid
layers.
oxygen with the helium above it. I don't know.
I
So that's
think
what
there
I
might be layers above that cause the different rotations of the planets because they roll on an independent, but all
so
the
even
like
if
the horoscopes are fixed, right? They
so even
never
if
move
it's
and never parallax.
even if it's solid, like superfluid helium could climb the walls of like a solid barrier and shit too. That's why it's crazy, you know what I mean?
I have to look at that. Climb the barrier as walls.
Yeah, superfluid helium, it's actually 100 times more dense than the air, but it climbs the walls of its container.
Interesting.
Uh,
Interesting. Would it go down though? Like if the helium rises, would there be some effect that it gets involved in becoming the firmament?
Potentially, it might be like a layer to it, and it could go down too, because besides, I don't know what would make it go down, but besides going climbing up the walls, it could it could also leak through the container, like through the bottom of the container, even if it's like a solid like container. It's crazy what it does.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look that up.
And then
It's
I
just why
think
I read it in article.
potentially when you see these rockets hitting something up there that looks like a fluid, it could be that because the viscosity is so crazy too that like say if it something impacts it, it might like absorb most of the impact. Who knows?
I think Elon's rocket that's rubbed the firmament and made that wave was total hologram.
Really?
Yeah, because they've never hit it. For them to prove it, that's a flat Earth stuff, right? For him to cause that wave, that was really for us
Yeah, I
to
mean, I'm just
divide,
speculating.
Yeah, but it's a sidetrack, I think. The best description and the oldest description was the firmament was just solid. Every time we
Well,
go off on one of these like a superfluid, that's dividing us. They
So,
divide us in so
yeah.
many different ways.
didn't the Go Fast rocket hit something too? That was like an
Yeah, it
independent.
hit solid and made a thump.
Oh
It
yeah.
hit a solid, right? That's one of the reasons I think Elon's was faked. He's hologramming those rockets that are landing on the tail.
What was that
Hey,
video?
Fred, remember
Oh
I told
yeah.
you his
Hell
brother
yeah.
owns the drone company?
Yeah.
Musk's brother.
That video though, that white stuff in the square box, and it's like he puts his finger through it. It's like glue or paint, but when the ball drops, it solids for a second, friction, and then it sinks through. It's like a different, denser thing, but it looks like white paint. I don't know what it is. Big old container. Our video. Whatever it was,
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
they couldn't have been nukes that they used to crack the dome in Operation Fishbowl. There's no fallout. They say they were nukes, but they couldn't have been. Where's the fallout? They said Fukushima was radioactive. People in Canada were taking snow off their cars and getting Geiger counter readings. But we're all still here. It seems that shit is not harmful. A nuclear power plant is really a steam generator. They heat up water and it runs through a steam generation system. They stick a radioactive sticker on a door and we veer away from that door because we think there's danger inside. It only took a sticker.
Cause we got one of them that makes the rods right by my grandma's house. It's part of the Kerr McGee thing that made the news. It's
Yeah.
one of those that got shut down over here in Gore. And I was supposed to make a movie on it back then. I would like to do that today, but to kind of go deeper. I wasn't allowed to go that deep at school and stuff happened, but that would be kind of cool. I was supposed to
Hmm.
see why they haven't shut it down. They were supposed to shut it down years ago, and they're still cleaning on it or disposing or doing something. That's another lie, I think. You know, if it's really just steam, then they're not just sitting here cleaning up this place 20 years, 40 years later. Like, they should already have it shut down by now. But they still claim it's in the shutdown process. And they got to continue to pile dirt over everything.
Definitely. I like this when we can just talk and we don't have to rub noses with globies. They
Yeah,
come up,
most
I
of
just
them are making
block them.
fun.
It's not for debate.
Even listen.
Yeah. To that fucking Vors debate with Scared. That was
If
rough.
if we talk about some subjects, like I can talk about, they'll just report me for misinformation. It's been done before. That's right. There is no debate. Earth is flat. We're not debating it. We're trying to educate people. We got Globers trying to argue.
Yep.
Hey, but I tried to find what that instrument was. I read the CIA was measuring the light off the firmament. And I was watching more of those time lapses from the airplane cockpit because that cooks any pilot that don't understand or anyone claiming because the Globers are still like halfway in between or whatever. It's not a nosedive. It's a clear as day nosedive. But anyway, it's like you can see the arc of the hot spot and of the sun reflecting off the firmament when it's out there and you're at that altitude, almost. It's like you can see it once you get the whole area of light zoomed out from a high altitude aircraft time lapse going long distance. You'll see that the center of the Earth's always at their shoulder, that they're constantly making a left turn or a right turn, only to descend to gain speed or to go back on the runway. That's like that could, you know what I mean? That does it there for me, like, you know.
Yep. Man, like I'm surprised Dip's got recordings of Lofi's live. There's some of these people that record everything. When they find something, they pass it to that person it's about, so it
I
causes
find it
disturbance in the lives.
it's fucking weird. I've never recorded or reported. I don't do it. It's bullshit.
Candy's good for that. She does it lots.
I
No,
don't
she
do it.
goes.
I mean, I
She
just
in
started
3 lives
streaming
at
on
one
YouTube, but
time.
that's not why.
She just like she'll be running her own live and then go into like on another device or two. I don't even know. Go to like every single live.
Oh, crazy.
Just lurking, just fucking lurking.
It's weird.
I got a
See ya,
question.
Twitch.
Are we allowed to talk about? Cause I know I hit the vape on here and I got flagged. You know what I'm saying? Or something came up saying that like my live was restricted. But are we allowed to talk about the Santa Claus mushroom? And do you know anything more about it?
Some.
All right, I just call it that because that's not as known of a name for the most famous psychedelic. I was just wondering if we could talk about stuff like that, and if a lot of this, they're selling a lot of it at gas stations now, claiming that that's what it is. And I don't think that's what it is. I think most of it's not. I think
No, most of it's not.
they're
It's
getting
not the
ripped off,
magic mushroom.
or the amanita, the other one, the amanita ones that aren't. You know what I'm saying? They're not as like the same, but they're the ones from the movie. Those are real. I've had them out in the wild, but I've had a lot of these gummies, and I think people are getting scammed. Just thought I would. I don't know. I don't know if that's a central topic or not because I'd like to talk about that more on my deal. But you know, I get flagged every time I get back on.
Illuminati. You have an issue? Okay. Is he flat earther or glober?
Yeah, he's talking about the same thing. Fly guard. Yeah, I faced a whole pack one time, and I thought it was no. There's some real stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought I would just put this out here. Like, you know, like I hit the dome off $30 of shrooms. You know what I mean? Let me know it too. Come on, Elon.
That's funny.
What? They said I felt everybody above, and then a big old voice said, "Not yet. Here I am." You know what I'm saying? Come on, Elon.
I think we need to call a safety meeting.
Yeah, just have.
My favorite rap songs though. Hey, he's questioning Elon. Bryson Gray like, "Hey Elon, I heard you're still trying to put chips in everyone's brain." That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I
He
just want
said,
just want to come
go
set
ahead,
us
Rip.
up real quick. I'm going to bed. I'm tired as fuck.
It's good you come up, get some rest. It's a new day for flat smacking tomorrow.
And then
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
off
next.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nice. You gonna do some observations?
No, I'm gonna go car shopping, bro. I gotta get a new car. So
Right on.
yeah, yeah, my lease is up on the 2nd, so I only got like not too long. So I'm gonna go look at some cars, see if I can find some.
Any credit tips? Let me know. I'll be reading. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But,
anything in mind?
man, I don't know. I'm stupid, bro.
Sleeping.
I got all the
Something.
I got all the
Sleeping.
wrong shit in mind. I was I was looking at like a a RS5 Audi or like a C63 AMG Mercedes.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah.
Just
You
you
can't
got to
sleep in
remember
it,
now.
Rick.
Hold on, you got to remember, Rip, that you don't need a car to get you poontang anymore. You're old enough, you know how to get it without a car.
I know, man. It's just, it's just exhilarating to drive.
Yeah.
So I just want something fun to drive, man. I don't know if it's like a
The
midlife
boy
crisis.
thing.
You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
boy thing. I don't
I
know.
like fucking speed and something sporty. I can't drive nothing shit. Like my car is a V6, but all-wheel drive. Every option imaginable. I drive it like it's a sports car.
Yeah. Well, right now I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so it's like
They're
it's
nice
nice,
too.
but yeah, it's not fun though. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're not going off-roading or stuff like that, if you're not using it for its intended use, for sure.
Yeah. But
I like the
now,
Jeep because you can just buy parts all over the place. There's so many suppliers of custom parts. My brother's got one, and he's talking about putting a crate motor in it. 26,000 just for the motor.
really.
I should call him. I haven't heard from him in a little bit.
Yeah, if I get one of these cars, man, they're not the most reliable and they're expensive as fuck to fix. So
BMW is Bring My Wallet. My friend owned one, and he fucking
And
lost his
Lee's son.
shit because when he bought the car, he had problems with the transmission, and he had it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when the warranty went up, they said, "Yeah, you need the transmission replaced." He fucking lost his shit right in the showroom. Guy in a business suit saying, "BMWs, bring my wallet." Lost his marbles.
yeah, I had a couple of those back in the day, and the one I had, bro, I dumped so much. The head gasket went. It was a stick. It was a 5-speed. The clutch went. I threw thousands and thousands of dollars in fixing that car, man.
Yeah, it's time to get something reliable.
Yeah.
Girls like heated seats. Yeah, go all-wheel drive. Make a drift car.
Yeah, I test drove that Audi. Um, was it yesterday? Yesterday, that shit is so much fun. Like,
Bet it's fast.
yeah, it's I think it's 0 to 60. Well, you guys do like kilometers. It's 0 to 60 in like 3.7 seconds or something. It's a V6 twin turbo. It's pretty fucking fast.
0 to 60 mile per hour, or yeah, that's mile
Yeah,
per hour. Yeah, yeah. That's 100 in Canadian.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, all
Have you
wheel
seen
drive.
what the fuck was his name? Ken Block, the electric car they built him. They were just in the finished process of building it and started their first tests when he passed. So now his daughter's taking up that car. It's basically the fastest thing on the planet. 1.5 seconds or something to 0 to 60. Electric power is instantaneous,
I
and it's
know.
all-wheel drive Audi.
Damn. Yeah, even them Teslas like that. The fat is like a 1.9 second 0 to 60, something ridiculous.
Yeah, you have to check out her car if you haven't checked it out. That car's crazy, man.
What's it
It
called?
makes the Mustang look like a Volkswagen.
What is it?
It's her The Audi, electric Audi that Ken Block was going to drive, Audi was building it for him, and he passed away. Obviously, you know that. So now his daughter, Ken Block was already training his daughter to be a racer, and she's got her drag license and shit. She's like 16 or 17 years old. But now she's being trained on that electric car. She's
Yeah,
going to
those are
take up where
crazy.
Ken Block left off.
How much do they go for?
They don't have a price on it. They figure it's over $3 million,
Oh
but
shit.
Audi won't tell them how much it cost. There's parts of the car they're not even allowed to look in. Like they got sealed boxes and shit on it. It's supposed to be pretty high tech. I've seen it. It's it's incredible. The
Yeah, that's
launch time
definitely
is just insane.
it's definitely way out of my budget.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a one of a kind. But just check it out. It's a hell of a car. You know Ken Block and the Mustang. He had an all-wheel drive Ford 67 Mustang and did Gymkhana. You know what Gymkhana is? Drifting
What's
and
that?
racing through the city.
Oh,
Well, if you haven't seen some of his videos, you should watch them. They're crazy. Like he did London, even across. He had to slow down to go across the London Bridge. But think of a full-on drift car in the city. He's gone to different cities. I think it might have been the London. They dropped the car by parachute from a military helicopter, and when it landed, he was full on the gears, drifting through the city. It was crazy.
yeah. I just want to get something fun this time, man. I had this Jeep for a couple years, and like, yeah, it's a nice vehicle, but it's fucking boring. I mean, I like SUVs though. You can do a lot of shit with them. You know what I mean?
Where do you live?
New Jersey.
Yeah, put 4 wide slicks on that thing and drop it to the ground. Make it a road race Jeep. Fuck yeah.
Them
Yeah.
SRT8 Jeeps or the Trackhawks and shit. Those are tight too.
Oh, I seen one of them here, like Canadian money, 120,000 for their top
Yeah,
Jeep. Holy shit. Nice truck, but 120K for a Jeep?
I know. Even them Wagoneers are like that 120 grand or something.
That's nuts. I could buy property for that. I can't justify the price of a piece. I can buy land for that. Maybe even a couple parcels. Like shit.
What do y'all know about restrictive endorsements on like a credit application?
Restricted endorsements?
Yeah, there's this new thing, and people, so far, I wasn't believing it till I started researching, and bankers snitched in court after pleading the fifth that when you go to do a credit application, it says on the paperwork that the credit's extended on the consumer's behalf, and that all these laws that we have since we've been bankrupt since 33 and we're not a country, and that all debts are prepaid, that that's supposed to be our value, and the banks here aren't telling us. So people are getting their debts wiped, or they're straight up going to dealers in every state now and signing a restrictive endorsement on the credit application, enforcing it at litigation if they don't, if they're not one of the 20% that just accept it, and it pays for the car in full without cash or any monthly payments because, you know what I'm saying, you give it away as a gift by a blank endorsement, just signing it regular, and then you agree to pay installments instead, and they never told nobody. Apparently, that's kind of how it's going.
Plus,
Interesting.
you can get cars for free.
Pretty much, and some people even get paid for the car, but basically, the credit has never been proven to be a bank asset when you go and get a loan. Therefore, it's not a loan. They're doing what's called on your credit history, a credit transaction, and we're supposed to have unlimited credit, and they didn't tell us. Like our names on it, we're the holders of the account, and type stuff. Like, it's called the minor estate. Like if they say if you don't claim this estate by the time you're 18 or 4 years after you're a minor, still as an adult, you're seen lost at sea, and then all these other companies can just use it. That's why everybody takes your social security number here in America. They're getting payment off of it. They're getting security interest, even your lease. So I was just wondering if it was like that in other countries, if they make you do all that and have a number and an account, because it's probably trust money that you're able to use. But what happens when people die? This is how they fund all this weird stuff like transgender things in Pakistan, or I mean, Iran or Afghanistan, whatever it was, gender studies. Is when people die, they're not allowed to get that final amount that the person with work that they're pulling the interest from or doing all this. Even though there's unlimited credit, we're still making value on the
Yeah,
stock
we all have a
exchange too.
tax account.
Right. So basically, when they die, they sweep off the top of the people that are dead, and then they use that. They can get what profits after they die, just not the set amount when they died. So that's just, you know what I mean. But you can still claim your dad or your grandpa. I heard people, don't know if it's true, claiming their minor estates and using it, cashing out, getting some of that value or using it to pay off debt after they die, and when they couldn't get life insurance. So anyway, I just thought I would say that's all I know. It worked for me in
I've
court.
heard I've heard of people claiming to use that account.
I'm gonna try to go get a car here with the sign and drive, and then just basically request a payoff sheet. Some people just pay 2 months or none at all, and they just endorse with the restrictive endorsement on a payoff sheet, and it goes through. So I don't know. I have to research it more so I don't do something wrong and do everything as it says in the law. But it's all just written right there. And there's a book called like you're in the 30s or 40s, like Lincoln's Times or somebody. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's like the Consumer Credit Bill of Rights or Consumer Bill of Rights. You probably know what I'm talking about. That kind of gives you a starter. But yeah, I didn't know you could do that. So I'm definitely gonna do that. If people are out here getting big $100,000 RVs and things like that, but if by enforcing it, most of 90% of these things so far don't make it past pre-litigation or litigation to an actual court. It's just like some Joe down the road that says, "Yeah, I'll be a referee," or "I'm not a referee, but I'll be here. Do y'all have an agreement yet, or do we need to go to court?" That's all they say. So basically, they're not getting past that to go to court, and they're using that as an offset because they go and get that credit app, they turn it into a note and keep it and use that to fund the loan. So basically, it can clear the account, and it's supposed to. So, but it turns it into a draft. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I've
Probably
heard some
takes
of that.
probably takes a long ass time to research and learn about all that stuff to like
I
do it
thought it
right. Huh?
was too, because there's different ways you can do it. But once I found out, and I would refer to Brandon Joe Williams right now, has got it down in a simplified thing. But basically, it seems to be, I've researched all these other ways of doing it, and it works. But this is like something that either that 20% of them just accept the signature. If you can get them to waive the down payment, if not, just pay the down payment and then they just accept the signature as a payment when you put that endorsement. They call back a week later and there's no account. Either, you gotta tell the other ways. You're like, oh yeah, do y'all take bills of exchange? Of course y'all do. Y'all do them every day, or the 1099As. I don't know about all that. I would just stick to like basically all the law is on that, like the Federal Reserve Part 16. It pretty much says it's a gift and you're giving it. They tell you thank you for your consideration. It's like the way that one dude that I'm subscribed to that we've kind of talked on here. He explains it like the weed man saying, "Yeah, I got you," and you cash app him $20, and he goes, "Well, thank you for your consideration," but you're not getting that, and that's pretty much what they tell you when they deny credit. But you know what I'm saying? I had a friend get his credit card he got denied, and he got it's like, I don't know. We're here at the Walmart at this bank, not my bank, but it's got a big old sign out front that says I can't be denied credit. Whatever act, the Equal Opportunity Credit Act. And then the lady was like, oh, yeah, you want to go to here? And they were like, I'm sorry. They don't always do that, but you might have to go ham in writing or something. But, like, I just thought that was crazy. Like, what's the point of denying people that, you know what I'm saying? It's unlimited, open end, and we're out here living check to check, but people are making money because anytime you like got a phone bill or an electric bill, and they're making money off of you, from what I understand, that people in the classes I'm in, and I'm about to do it with my electric bill right now, because right now it's paying the electric bill, but I want to cash out on the rest of it. So he called his phone company, got his account number, all that. And then he went made an account at Fidelity and waited a while and then asked him and called him and said, I've been on here a minute and I got another account that says I'm the holder of. Put the account number of his phone company and it was trading the interest alone was like 17 million or something. I don't know. So you can get the interest and use that to pay off anytime there's an interest on something that you're on your bill or they're trading because they're trading your name too at the electric company, pulling it right out of the atmosphere and selling you as collateral on the stock exchange. So like, or out of the atmos. So I was thinking like, I just thought I'd tell people if y'all ever feel like you're about to lose a home, you still have the attorneys won't tell you. Don't go to a bankruptcy attorney. You might want to start reading some books about like bankruptcy law is the main thing. Consumer law is cool, but bankruptcy law just shuts them up. And I had this store, my dad did, and they would have still had to been liable for a lot of the debt there, even after going through their bank. I let them go through bankruptcy and pay this attorney. Then after that last minute, I was kind of like, wait, I don't know, about still paying monthlies if we're not going to be a part of this business no longer. If you're just going to pull the plug right here, the other side of COVID now that we're picking back up. So it was kind of, oh, no, no, And then they come in that day, it's like, I guess we'll do that, the social security number as the account number, all that stuff. But yeah, it's just weird to hear a banker, dementia kind of banker, come right there to my face and say, yeah, we can do that. I talked to them. That kind of confirmed that it was, that it was a real thing. And, I thought it was just, I thought, what other option do you have at that point? You just go, whatever. Yeah, try this, claim that, send that in, file this. But I sent a letter to whoever and they come in and said that. So I know that bankers are lying when they. So I called my bank here about 5 months ago. I know they're lying. They're in there. Oh, I don't know what that is. I've done this for 40 years. So y'all don't make credit. So when I deposit $1,000, you don't make $10,000 off credit off my name that I'm letting you have that I could file on my behalf and cash or get deposited to me. I don't know what that is. So you got to start really testing these people because they're trying to keep stuff that you can use to pay off bills or probably even straight up get deposited. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's good,
Laws and
but it won't work
loopholes
for
that
me.
the
I'm
rich people
Canadian.
use. Yeah, I didn't know there's an international Social Security, and I didn't know if your country was a part of it, having a sub one. We're underneath like the International Social Security
I
Administration.
think it's just along the same lines. We have ways to do it too. There's lots of people that do it. Maybe we should all do it.
I don't know. It's kind of cool though. Like they stole the titles, and you get a certificate of title, and there's ways of getting the security interest off of it. I don't know. They usually burn the MCOs, but you can, if it's a used thing, you can still get them to release all the liens and the security interest off of something, especially if
And
you pull.
I do know what you said that we're declared dead at sea under maritime law, and that's true.
Yeah, it's a
That
lot
account
like
is
that
all
too.
based on that.
We're all like collateral for the debt. When you sign up, you agree to be collateral for something. So everything, like like the Romans, they became a church, and the British became a bank to hide themselves. But they, collateral. The word's everywhere because everything's collateral for everything else. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I just like thought I would say that real quick. That shit is real. The traveling thing, I had a sheriff too, by the way. For anyone that's still wondering, you see the case law, you read the website like mine, you see people beating court cases. I had an undersheriff actually. You know, I'm getting all these clerks, I don't know what I'm talking about, right after Chevron got overturned and then they shot Trump a week later. Well, anyway, the person that David Strait got in the Supreme Court or whatever helped get that overturned, I think. And that means all that stuff's over with. They didn't file the lien. It seems like a lot of that's dead right now, and we're in this in between. So Chevron gets overturned. I'm calling to say, I need to check on this. Y'all might have to behave differently as police officers or enforce things differently as a sheriff. And I called the sheriff. I called, and I'm the undersheriff of 2 counties north. I don't know. I heard about that. The lawyers are looking on it. But I do know for a fact you no longer need a license. I had to see it to believe it. The case law says you don't need a license to travel anymore if you're not conducting business. And I asked him, of course, my first reaction was, all right, then why are y'all still pulling people over and ticketing them for without a license? And he went, I don't know. And, but anyway.
Because you got to declare your rights.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that shit's real too. So I hadn't had a license in like over 5 years. I don't need one. I'm like, I turned that in. Money they make off of your installment too, and you're like
If you're an
time.
astrology major, why would you believe we're flying through space? Because astrology hasn't changed in over 5,000 years. Constellations never changed. We're not moving, buddy. They rotate around Polaris above us. Learn astrology. Damn rookies. Nothing's moving. We're not moving. The stars rotate above us. The sun and moon rotate above us at different speeds.
You ever heard the pillars of the earth?
Yep.
Just saying, biblical reference. Some people grew up in church, maybe. I don't know, but I've heard that a lot. And there's a band my dad listened to when we went to church called Pillar, and that was a lot of their theme and a lot of their music. Was old stuff that was, but basically everything's based on foundation. Everything's based on carpentry. And then you have the arc shape being the toughest shape. Like, if you're like a builder, you kind of, I don't see how you can't see it. If you're a surveyor, I don't see how you don't see it. And especially, I'll just, you know what I mean, astrology and astronomy, like where you research the stars, the same constellations and the same comments,
How you doing, Turbo?
Doing good, man. How about you, Frederick?
Good. I thought you weren't talking.
No, I'm talking.
You said some pretty wild shit last time we were in a live together.
Yeah, so did you.
Well, I can fix my point. So if you have those opinions of me, though, why come in? I don't
Why
get it.
not? Well, I wanted to ask you a question, actually.
Sure.
What do you think the vacuum in space is?
It's 10 to the minus 17 torr. So even a
No,
low
I'm talking
pressure
about
area,
inches
you
in
have to understand entropy.
vacuum. A simple measurement.
It's
Everybody
10 to
recognizes
the
it. What
minus
is it?
17 torr. We can't simulate the extreme vacuum of
That is not
space
inches in
with an
vacuum.
earthbound vacuum chamber.
That is not inches in vacuum.
Yeah,
That is not
they've
inches in vacuum.
changed. You don't understand. That is a vacuum. Do you understand we
You don't
breathe? You
understand that
should
that can't be
understand
transformed.
gases that we breathe 14.7 pounds per square inch. High pressure gas. You cannot have high pressure gas without containment. That very high
So
pressure
can you
gas
convert your
will
measurement?
crush a
Excuse
rail
me. I
car.
got a question for you. Let me
Bro,
interrupt you.
you come up, ask a question.
Can
Don't
you
even
convert your
answer.
measurement of vacuum in
Interrupt.
space to inches of vacuum?
No, there is no vacuum of space. Space is fake, bro.
Exactly. You're right. That's a good answer. Because there is no space. We're in space.
No, that's a different definition of space. There's no planets.
That's the same definition of
There's no
space.
planets.
It's always the same.
There's no
It's
place
always
for
the
them to
same. There's
take
one
rockets
definition.
to.
Space has one definition, sir. Only one.
No. If I have space in my
Yes.
cupboard, that's a different kind
Yes.
of space.
Only
We
one
don't
definition.
exist in the cosmos that you think we do, flying through space on a flying
So can you
spacecraft.
convert your measurement of vacuum in space to inches?
Do I got to teach you what air pressure is?
You don't need to teach me what air pressure is, sir.
I
I work with
might
turbos
have
for a
to.
living.
Well,
I know
air
what
pressure is
barometric pressure
caused
is,
by
and I know what a
particles
bar
of
is.
gas pushing
What's a
against the
bar?
walls of
Tell
its
me what a bar
container.
is. Tell me what a bar is, Frederick.
Tell me what the definition of air
You don't
pressure
know.
is.
You don't know what a bar is.
Yeah, 1 bar is 1 atmosphere,
What is 1 atmosphere?
14.7 pounds per square
There you
inch.
go. There you go. So how
I
many
do this
inches
all
of
day,
vacuum?
buddy.
How many inches of vacuum does space draw if you do it all day? You should be able to convert your measurement into inches of
There
vacuum.
is no
What is it?
space. I'm going to give you the definition right now of fucking air pressure from the guys that actually measure it.
Who guys? What guys? What's your source?
NOAA, the
Noah?
GOV. You know what that is, right?
No, I don't know. Tell me.
Government? You don't know what government is?
Oh, you believe those people?
Oh, don't say I don't
You're
believe
cute.
those
You're
people.
cute. You
This is
actually believe Uncle
science.
Scam? You
Stop
believe Uncle
crying now.
Scam? You believe
Stop
Uncle
crying.
Scam? You believe him? Did you vote?
This is a scientific organization. Okay?
You
They're
know
the
they're
ones that
paid by
monitor
money,
the
right?
air.
You know
Stop
they're
being in
paid by money,
denial.
right? Let me ask you, Frederick, how many times you been out in space, bud?
Now, how many times do you understand air pressure?
How many times have you been out in
You
space,
came up
Frederick?
here to challenge me, right?
Oh,
You're going to pay
No, I
attention
came up here to
and
ask you a
learn
question. I
something,
wanted to
and I'm going
ask
to
you about
crush
barometric
space.
pressure in the vacuum in space, and you couldn't
I'm
tell
going
me.
to crush it. Do you need it? You know what entropy
I want
is?
you to convert your reading of
yeah.
vacuum in space, what you just told me, your mumbo jumbo, into inches of vacuum. I want you to convert that for me. And I
There
want you
is
to
no
walk me through that
vacuum.
scientific process, if you would. I
Why
want
do
to
I
know the
need to convert
calculations.
it? Your space vacuum doesn't exist.
How's that so?
It's something
I'm
that
just
doesn't
trying to get to
exist.
the point, and you're not paying attention. You're rambling, right? Now,
No, I'm
this
asking you the
says
question and you're
pay
deflecting.
attention. Pay attention.
You're deflecting. You don't need to
Scientifically,
tell me what to do. I'm a grown adult.
scientifically, space doesn't exist. And if you shut up long enough, I'll explain it.
Scientifically, you're full of it. We are in space. Space is all around us. If
Scientifically,
space didn't
what you call
exist, listen to
space,
me.
we're in a contained
Listen to me. If
environment.
space didn't exist, I wouldn't have a place to
You
put this
came into
phone right
my
now.
life, right?
You
You
know
knew
you're
what you
wrong.
were going to
You
get.
know
Are
you're
you just going
wrong.
to be
You
triggered,
know
or are you
you're
going to
wrong,
pay
and you know you're
attention?
paid opposition. And you know you're
Now you
wrong. You
fucking
know
said it
you have
again.
no proof.
You moron. Absolute moron.
The one sounding like paid opposition, acting like he's on their side, then all of a sudden you're against Uncle Sam, or you're with Uncle Sam, or whatever. Like, he just switches back and forth with the way that he talks. Two-headed snake. I don't know.
He calls me a paid agent. That's the second time he did it in live. And he come to my live and does it to me?
Well,
Like,
it's on repeat there on my YouTube, buddy.
you
That's
can't
crazy.
learn if they don't shut up. I should have just played the mute game with him for a bit.
I like how it's the same question. They think it's going to be big words that we don't, and then when we get them right, we don't understand what the words are. Just all the same old tactics. These people are paid. These people got to be fucking, you know what I'm saying? You got to be like, I don't get it. You use the same parroted script, guys, and then you project on us that you stole it from us. That's not what's going on here.
I'm going to bed.
Sleep is for
Night, brother.
the. No, I'm kidding.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Keep us posted on the car.
Yeah, I will.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Later.
You should see through.
Later. Yeah, Optic Prime me.
I thought about, since I can go live on my YouTube while we do these, while it's flipping through on my computer, and I got remote desktop, so I can be anywhere and start it live on my computer.
Nice.
Computer,
That's
I mean,
nice.
from my phone, so we could do a debate with anybody on there too, if you wanted one of these days, like just one-on-ones and title,
Yeah, this.
you know.
Yeah, this one. My live is not so I can debate Globies. It's so I can share information and we can talk about other information.
It's definitely holding back from other information to be debating all the time to take over
Yeah,
Facebook.
I got to do some cleaning. If I'm gonna go live, I got to do some cleaning. When they speak up, gone. I'm not talking. You notice I'm not debating them really. If I want to debate them, I'll go into another live. I want some peace in my life. It's not a debate. It's literally not a debate.
We're in the container, folks.
Yeah.
Probe lost, that's why. I don't know.
Let's give them an example of what 14.7 pounds per square inch actually does.
Oh, real world experiment. We're not drawing. This is not in Photoshop like program. You know, this would smack any kind of program in a courtroom or anywhere. Professional debate, like I said.
Now, this is the trailer company that makes them. This is a controlled demonstration of a tank trailer vacuum collapse. And we don't need to blah, blah, blah. It's just their little blurb about them being one of the largest trailer manufacturers for fuel trailers. Now, this is caused by improper trailer loading or unloading. To demonstrate the impact of such an event, we orchestrated a controlled vacuum collapse or suck-in of a tank trailer. Keep in mind, most tank trailers are not capable of full vacuum. And this is with not full vacuum, right? Which is 14.7 psi of external pressure. Therefore, a processing error or even an adverse condition may lead to a vacuum collapse and total loss of the tank trailer. And there, 14.7 psi. That's the air pressure outside the container, the air that we breathe. Some of the most common causes are a closed manhole during unloading, a vacuum relief vent rendered inoperable with congealed product, improper removing or plugging of a vacuum relief vent, significant temper drops inside a closed trailer immediately after cleaning, closed valves in the vapor return line during closed dome unloading. For the demonstration, they used a 22-year-old trailer, took off most of the running gear, and took off the installation and wrap so you can actually see the tank inside. And they said it's important to mention the tank withstood more than they thought. This 12 gauge stainless steel tank trailer withstood over 10 psi of external pressure. So a 4.7, it took 4.7 psi? No, 4.2. 4.2 difference, and it collapsed. No, that's not 4.2. It's 10.5 after 14.7. So 24, 25.2 pounds. There's the gauge, cameras inside facing both directions. And there's the trailer unwrapped so you can see the inside tank. You get it to when it's almost going to collapse. Okay, now you'll see the tank trailer here. That's the outside air pressure squashing that container. We can't have 14.7 psi without container. It's that simple. This demonstrates temperature change in the atmosphere causes pressure changes. Hot air rises above cold air. 2024 Albuquerque Balloon Festival. And you see all the flames lighting up to start their balloons. Because all they're using to raise these balloons is hot air.
That's why they call them a hot air balloon.
Literally. And when that hot air rises, the cold air displaces it and moves down. So there's all these temperature changes all over the atmosphere. It's not a pressure gradient, but it is lower pressure higher up when it's colder. And they're traveling in all directions once they get all launched. There's the globy balloon, giant clown. I can absolutely crush people with this air pressure. Vacuum, space, destroy it. Couple minutes.
And then they have literally no way of deciding which way they're going once they go up.
Yeah, it's wind, really. But now, because all of these bags of hot air are moving in the atmosphere, all the air is moving around violently. That's why they're floating around like that.
Mm-hmm.
That also proves the Earth is not spinning.
Yeah.
If
Coriolis effect, they call
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No. What? How would you explain that? What does that mean?
I use a real world situation. If the Earth's crust is spinning at 460, yeah, look at this. As the hot air cools off, they sink down, they heat it up again, they rise back up. This one actually destroys it. But anyways, on a real situation, the Earth is spinning at the surface of the crust at the equator 460 meters per second. Slower if I'm at the North Pole at the top. But if I'm halfway down, we'll say it's half the rotational speed. I get him to agree to those speed changes, right?
Yeah.
So now if it's spinning east to west and I'm in upper Canada and I see a moose, I need dinner. How do I calculate? One, I'd have to pull out a compass and calculate my direction of my pew pew shot, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
In relation to the spin of the equator, in relation to the rotational speed, and I would have to make all those calculations, how much Coriolis would affect my shot at that angle. If the Earth is spinning this way and I'm going my thing's going to go that way, right? So I'd
Yeah.
have to calculate one, how far I am up on the ball, what my rotational speed would be, and exactly how much Coriolis would affect it if I'm shooting in that direction. I don't. Can you show me the formula for that? By the time they can't produce one, right? So by the time I pulled out my compass and did all these calculations, that moose has left and had two calves.
Yeah.
As soon as you put it in a real situation like that, it fails.
So Coriolis is just a freaking a Glober's term.
Yeah, it's just something to say we're spinning, but we're not.
Yeah, so we wouldn't even, it's not even a word then. Or
No.
well, no, not for us.
Could you imagine that? A hunter sees his dinner and he's got to pull out a compass, figure out rotational. How would you even figure out the rotational speed where you are?
Fucking couldn't.
Yeah.
You'd be fucking shit out. Be a hung skinny motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit. Empty freezer.
Exactly.
Uh,
By latitude.
shit.
So show me the math formula to calculate how much Coriolis in relation to the amount of spin I'm at. And what's the math formula to calculate my exact spin rate and how much Coriolis would affect my pew pew shot? Show me the math.
And got a lot of chat going on down there.
Yeah, there's a couple of globies infiltrated the room.
Keep up with that shit.
I don't see any math formulas popping up. I guess nobody has one. Yeah, the globie's gone silent now.
Yep.
Damn. Again, no proof. Yeah, refractory. I pull up a federal ammunition load calculator. It's for saving, like if for reloaders and stuff. They can measure changes by changing the grain or the weight of the bullet and muzzle velocity and all these things. They can store all the data, calculate it, and see how changes will make their shots, the performance change, right? This calculator is so they can log in and track all that data. The one thing that's not calculated in there is Coriolis. Every aspect of it is from the weight of the head of the bullet to how much powder, every grain. Like Nothing. No Coriolis.
It's another thing that confused people.
Yeah. They're now bending water in Wikipedia.
Really?
Oh yeah. And now it's there's a thing called hydrostatic equilibrium. Gravity bends water around a ball. I couldn't freaking believe it when I pulled it up. But see, here's the kicker for that one if somebody brings it up, because I researched it. It's astrophysics. It's hydrostatic equilibrium is a term in the astrophysics field. It has nothing to do with fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics says all water, all fluid is flat and level at rest. So it's not, they're trying to bring it as a counter term, and it'll hit some flat earthers because they don't know what it's talking about. But it's astrophysics. It's fake. It's not fluid mechanics.
Fuck, I don't understand any of that stuff.
Anytime they bring up something like that, I'll research it. Figure out if it's just bullshit or not. If this place was a globe, that's how I became this way. Was trying to prove a globe. I'm still looking for that evidence, and I ain't found none. And every day I work at it, I find more evidence. One, that they're lying, and two, it's not a globe. And I don't just talk a couple things. My armor builds. I learn all the time. Globies bring me shit to learn more stuff from. Some of the shit you say, you can literally look it up and debunk them with what they said. No, it doesn't say that. It says this. And I show it to them, and they're just full of shit. That's why I like having a tablet. I can look up things on the fly.
Well, but it was
Here, look at that.
Huh.
Where's the spin there?
Yeah.
And imagine all the wind currents, because each one of those bags of hot air are heating up the outside air right around them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's why the constant changes. That's why they're moving so much like this, because all these bags are all hot and the air's cooler. So they're causing temperature changes and they're moving each other all around. If they don't understand buoyancy from this, there's no hope for them. And the temperature changes in the environment, like they like to think it's a gradient like this. It's not. It's a dynamic system. Everything that changes temperature changes the pressure in that area. The pressure, if we could see the wind in this while these are flying around, it would be so extreme, moving in all directions all over the place because of the hot bags of air in the colder air. They're going to heat up some of the air around the bag. The air is going to cool off the bag of air. It's a continual cycle. It's all move. That would be moving kind of violently.
Yeah, crazy.
That's why they're flying up and down at a quick rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's the temperature changes in the air all around the balloons.
What I never got was, like, they say airplanes, they use so many thousands of gallons of jet fuel or whatever to fly. Where do they put all that jet fuel? In the plane?
Yeah, they don't.
Because there's no way they could. You see, like 10,000 gallons of fuel you see in a tanker truck, and you're like, so they're gonna put all that fuel on an airplane? There's no way.
I'll give you this video I found recently because I watch drag stuff, right? And
Hmm.
stuff related to history. Well, this video popped up right here. Silent Screams, the weird and fast air-powered dragsters of 1962-63.
What do you mean
Right
drag
here.
stuff? Like drag races?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Take a screenshot of that and watch this video.
Oh, I don't know how to screenshot anything.
Are you on a phone?
Yeah.
It's probably push two buttons at the same time.
Like the.
Your power button and the volume up or the volume down.
Well, if I lose you, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh no. Let's restart. Fuck, I don't want to do that.
You can always look it up here on YouTube.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's Silent Screams, the weird and fast air-powered dragsters of 1962/63. If you do Silent Screams air-powered dragsters, you'll probably find it.
Okay, I'll break that down.
They kind of dropped a hint in this. Aerospace company came to them and said, "Hey, you guys should try these starters, the starters for the turbine engine. They produce more power and they run off air than the drag motors you have." And they actually worked in developing it for a bit. Tells you a long story about it. But in there, they tell you it's the starters that you hear. You know, when the airplane starts winding up?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's winding up till the turbine engine creates a extreme high pressure. And then at that pressure, once they start igniting that, it creates a bang and it starts, the pressure is exploding on its own. So the engines, the turbine engines, are self-running. Once they get going and up to speed, they run on air.
No shit.
Yeah. You watch this video, they tell you that in there. But it's the starters that are using the fuel, and that's what you hear from the engine. Now, when it's in a jet, like a fighter jet, they have an afterburner. They run it like a rocket, right? They fly that way for a while, and then they crack more fuel in and ignite it, and that's the afterburn. After the explosion and that combustion, there's an afterburn they can use. That's why the weight of the fuel they claim they won't go, because they're not using it. Those engines are compressing. That's why the turbofan has so many blades and so many layers. It's compressing the air to extreme pressure till it explodes on its own.
Oh no shit.
Hey, yeah, motherfuckers.
So they can fucking do that with cars.
Yeah.
Like the guy that said he had a car that ran on water.
Yeah, they stop us every time we have free energy.
Yeah, that was that one. All them people in that shopping mall in up by New York. Somebody came in there and mowed them. Got rid of them.
Yeah.
The guy that was coming out with it.
Now, here's a demonstration of an infinite water loop, right? If you can create this, you can create it on a different scale, and that's what it does. Basically, it's 2 straws, 2 glasses of water, just for the experiment. But the way they siphon back and forth because of the bend in the siphons.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perpetual water loop. If you can do that, which you can, you do it on a bigger scale, you can make power.
It's gonna go back. No shit. No shit. Look at that.
Now, some of these things are hinted at in our world now. In an aquarium, in the aquarium world, and for a long time, they had instead of drilling your tank, right? If this was an aquarium, instead of drilling the tank and maybe breaking the glass, which a lot of people did, they now have developed an overflow filter or an overflow. It's that's what it's called. It's not an overflow.
For what do you
Shit.
mean overflow?
It basically creates a siphon. Some of these bigger tanks have filters down underneath in the stand. So the water has to come out, go down, right? So it filters in and siphons it over the top. They make it kind of square, but it's basically a straw and a siphon that siphons the water out. There's sometimes some of them have a nipple that you take the air out and you create that siphon. Once that's created, it siphons the water out over the top of the tank, right? Instead of drilling through it. So on that principle and this principle, you can, let's see if I can find it. I gotta go to, oh,
Look at that. Here.
shit, that's not it.
Take your time.
Yeah, I can tell what you're doing.
Yeah, I just finished eating ice cream. I'd give some to the cat. I don't know if it's bad for the cat or not, but. Oh, hang on, I gotta take a piss.
There it is. Now, this guy created a siphon, just like the overflow on an aquarium, with a check valve on the bottom.
Well, just all right. I just got back. All right, okay? What are we seeing now?
This guy created the same effect, the siphon.
Okay.
This guy created a pump. All it is the only moving parts is a check valve, right? So you can go and fill up the pump, get it the siphon started.
Yep, like a well. Okay, yep. Like a.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
See the red check valve on the end.
Okay. Oh, so you like stick it in there and pump it like a fish tank
Yes.
thing. You start by sucking it like it's got one of them on the end. Okay,
Yeah, once you get
just
the
like
water
that.
flowing over this loop, it creates a siphon.
Okay. Oh shit! And it's gonna go
Now
all
it's
the way
pumping
there.
water
Well, how's it? How does it?
because of the siphon.
But I don't understand how the water keeps going through it like that.
Because it creates this downforce, which pulls
Oh,
more water up.
okay. The downforce is
It's
what
that
makes
loop
it.
there that creates the siphon. The water
Okay.
starts pushing down fast
Yep. And sucking it up.
and it sucks more water up.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I see. So he's got a stream going right there then.
Yeah. If you can use one of these to fill a tank. That tank now creates water pressure. With water pressure, you can also create power.
Huh. Fuck.
Like he's going to put an end on it too.
Oh no shit. And we got all kinds of free energy in this world. Uh, uh,
It's a siphon for the chat. The irrigation pipe's underwater. He just connected. See, when I was young, I worked in the aquarium industry. I know what it is. Here's one right here. This, the water drops out the bottom. This is an overflow, so you don't have to cut your tank. Okay, this water siphons over the top. Do you see the vent there?
uh-huh.
That vent is for a vent line. So you suck all the air out of here. Once you set it up and your aquarium's full, you fill up the back and then you suck the air out of there and it creates that siphon across the top. This is called an aquarium overflow. It works on the same way I just showed you that siphon was working.
So they could run that through like a filter then. And
Yes.
put it.
Yeah, that box is just designed. You can buy it as a separate piece. So your water will go over and down to bigger canister filters or something, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. So you don't even need electric for your filter for your fish
Right.
tank. They wouldn't tell you that though, would they?
There's a home built one. The water goes in there. It acts as a skimmer. So it's only taking water off the surface. And it siphons it out over the top. Same thing with that video I was showing you a minute ago.
Huh.
This one siphons back and forth. There you see an example of it.
I can't think. Fuck, I don't have any straws in the house. I don't think.
Now, do you see the siphon loop? The straws break siphon, and then they start siphon again. That's an infinite water loop. You can do that with siphon, so you can sure do it the other way I showed you. Ye globies have little understanding of gravity.
That's not gravity, though.
No, he's going off down there.
No. It's like, what the fuck? That ain't gravity doing that. That's freaking. That's pressure, right? Or
Don't worry, he's gone.
Oh, good. Let's see, there is no such thing as gravity. Fuck no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my life's just so we can talk about different things. It's not to teach, argue with globies.
I like to, I did back in, what, about 2006, I think, 2007, I got a computer. And the first thing I come across was 9/11. I don't know how much you can talk about that on here, nothing. But I don't know if they censor us for that or because
Why am I fucking typing an answer? Jesus Christ.
what the fuck are they doing down there in the comments anyway? Why don't they come up here and talk?
Yeah, brother, come up here.
What the shit? Fuck. I got guts enough to come up here and that's when I discovered flat Earth. 2007. Because I was like, they're lying to us about this 9/11? And that's when it fucking started my ball rolling, man. I was like, what the fuck? What else are they lying to me about? And I just went off on a tear, man. Shit. I didn't.
It doesn't actually work, Adrian said. I showed you an aquarium overflow you can actually buy. The principle is valid. You can do an experiment and prove it to yourself. Do you see what happens there as the water gets lower than the loop? There's a different loop on each straw, right? One's lower, it doesn't reach to the bottom. When it gets down to there, it breaks siphon, right? It only goes to the loop. As soon as it breaks siphon, it retracts because of the weight of the water.
What? Now, how come it? What? What makes it switch back, though? I mean,
It siphons again. Watch the yellow straw, the fluid in the yellow straw. See the straw is full of fluid now?
huh?
Because there's different pressure in those glasses, the pressure will start a siphon.
Yeah, it's equilibrium.
Yeah.
I'm training right now, so I wanted to send you a message. I talked with AI. I
Oh,
don't know if you know. I don't know if you know that some watches, wristwatches, have crystals in them that work off
yeah.
of themselves, basically. Yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
was I, I was outside with my girlfriend, and I thought of that. And believe it or not, in the in the club, I basically formed a prompt to ask him, could it be possible when you have a big concert with like 50,000 people or 100,000 people to have like piezoelectric like steps or however you plates or something that can absorb
Mm-hmm.
energy via crystals and that can store energy afterwards. And I had a long conversation in the middle of the party, and I'd like you to see it, what I got there.
Hmm. But what does the
I
crystals
don't
have
know.
to do with it?
Yeah. They can absorb energy. They can produce it with as little as like a tap to them, and they can. Um, I forgot a bit, but they can produce a lot of energy, but they cannot store it, and they need a light mechanical push, so they produce that energy. So they vibrate, and if you have a huge crowd of people that are like dancing or walking or singing and stuff like that, that little vibration just by singing or walking can how do you say it, can light them up basically.
Yeah, you're talking about the
Piezoelectric stuff.
yeah, yeah, like the
Yeah,
wind themselves watches.
yeah.
Movement winds them. Yeah, I know. I got you. But most of the
So
crystals in the old watch are just used for basically the gears to sit on.
store it for them or later use.
Yeah.
And how they power up those stadiums for free, basically. And you can use all kinds of crystals. They use mostly quartz in watches because it's said there is a lot of it, and it's the cheapest. So there is probably some crystals we don't even know about that can do much more than quartz.
Then you need one of these, which is a charge controller. All the wires connect in the bottom. Any 12-volt motor, one of these, and a battery, you have to store power.
Yes, I thought of the whole system. You will see.